Hi beautiful people, welcome back to another video with your girl Super Zoom. And today we're going to talk about something that's really close to my heart, because it's hard but it's really close to my heart, and that is dealing with grief. So yeah, so I don't know if most of you know, but I lost my mom like in 2020 June, and it was a really hard time for me and my dad, and it was just one of those times where you think and you see it and you feel like, oh my gosh, it's not going to be okay, I'm never going to be fine. And if for me, my mom was my everything. My mom was my best friend, my mom was my friend, my mom was just like everything for me. So, and it took a while, a really long time, till I could like talk about her and not cry. And yeah, there are good days, there are bad days. Sometimes I just feel and start crying because I'm missing her, because it's just a lot. But today I'm just going to share a few things that I've done, or a few things that are out there that you can try to maybe, get over it. Like, not get over it, you don't really get over grief, you don't ever get over your parents dying or such, but you, I guess, learn to live with it and just cope. So yeah, so you shouldn't be looking down as always my notes, but yeah. So first, what you should know first is your feelings are valid, no matter what they are. Like, if you're sad, you're sad. If you're happy, you're happy. If you're whatever, your feelings are valid, and not everybody feels the same when someone dies. Some might experience, like, sometimes you're frustrated, sometimes you're just like in shock or emotional numbness, you're confused, you're in disbelief, there's just a lot that comes with, you're hopeless, you're in despair. Like, sometimes you even have depression, or you start thinking of suicide and stuff like that. And it's all valid, and you should not like now say it's not right. No, it's all valid, it's okay to feel how you're feeling, and you should acknowledge that, and let the feelings let you feel whatever you need to feel. You know what I'm saying? So yeah, you are also, you should let experience everything as it comes. Don't just close the door and say, oh, I shouldn't be feeling like this or like that. Just experience everything that's coming your way. Like, that's the only way you go to that road of healing, when you're experiencing everything, when you're more accepting of everything that you're feeling. And like, people might react very different to like grief, but it is what it is. And like, for me, what helped was me, like, when I first got the call, and I was just like, oh my gosh. Like, okay, for me it was weird. Let me just tell you a bit of the background story. For me it was weird because the previous night I had slept, and I dreamt that my mom had passed away, and I was crying. And then in the morning my dad called, and he said, you know what, you should hurry and come home, because your mom is not really feeling fine. But the previous day my mom was actually pretty sick, and we had spoken, even at night we had spoken, and she said, and I said I'd go see her the following day. So, wow, okay. So, as in, for me, after that dream and then my dad calling in the morning, at the back of my mind I knew something was not right. My dad calling me to say hurry up and come home, it was just not right. And then I just woke up, took a shower and started preparing. And as I was leaving to go, a friend of mine called, who was a neighbor to at my mom's place, and she's like, "Oh, I'm so sorry for your loss." And I'm just like, "What do you mean sorry for your loss?" And he's like, "See, I have heard your mom has passed." I just crushed, because she had just confirmed my suspicions and my doubts, and I was just like, oh my gosh, I just crushed. Like, I was just like crushed. I didn't know what to do. I just started bawling. I was outside. I just started bawling. Came back in, and I just told my husband, like, my mom has passed, and my friend just called to say sorry that my mom has passed. So I called my dad, and my dad was not picking up. Called my brother, and everybody was like, I guess everyone was scared of telling me that my mom had passed, because I think with all my siblings I was more closer to her than any of them, because my eldest sister, she spent most of her life at my grandma's, and then my big brother, he went to boarding school at some point in another country, and then for me, I lived all my life with my parents. So most people even thought that I was an only child, because my siblings were not there. So it was the hardest day of my life. And then, like, I had to like relive my dream, the one that I had dreamed the previous night, that my mom was normal. And I was just like, oh my gosh, what's happening? What's going on? And I had everything. I was confused. I cried the whole way there. I was confused. I was feeling hopeless. I was feeling like, oh my gosh, what now? What's going to happen now? Like, who am I going to talk to? Whenever I'm in need of anything, advice or anything, who am I going to talk to? And I had all these feelings, like emotions coming, and I didn't know. I didn't know what to do, and I was like crying, like trying to compose myself. And my deal at that time was like, what, 6 months pregnant or something. So I was just like, oh my gosh, my world has just come to an end, because my mom was that world, and it was so hard for me. So what I did is just like, I felt everything. I decided to feel everything. And like my sister from another mother, we had spoken, and she told me something that I think helped a lot. She said, you know what, and she had also lost her dad I don't know, the previous year, like a few months before, she had also lost her dad. And she was like, you know what, you should just feel everything. When you feel like laughing, laugh. When you feel like crying, cry. When you feel like being mad, be mad. Just accept everything as it comes. And I was just like, I took that to heart, and that's what I did. So yeah, so I didn't deny my feelings. I didn't say that, oh wait, I'm not going. No, I cried when I needed to. And I remember the following morning, after like the burial and everything, I went out, and my mom used to sit like somewhere out there, and my dad was seated there, and I needed something. And the first thing that came to mind was just like saying, Mom, because I was used to that. I was used to like going out and just shouting, Mom, I will need this or that. And I was just like, Mom. And tears just started coming down. I just had to like step aside and just cry. And then after I cried, and I was more composed, then I went to my dad. So it is still difficult, but at that point it was more difficult for me. And if you have lost a parent, I think you know how hard it is. So yeah, that was a lot. So yeah, so when like, yeah, you should just like, and I don't even know, I've lost my train of thought, sorry. So yeah, so there are things that you can actually do, like I've said, like accept everything, and I know that sometimes when, even for some people, when like your parents die and they're young, and it's just, you start thinking, will I like die younger also and stuff? You start like combating that. So it's hard. It's hard for everyone. It's not easy. And some things that you can do and just on a daily and not forget yourself is just take care of your well-being, like mentally. Like you should not like forget about yourself, like mentally, physically, emotionally. Like when you need to eat, you should eat. When you need to eat, please don't say at the, oh wait, now that she's gone you're not gonna eat, or now that your parents don't no more you're not gonna eat. Like it's hard to eat, I know, because I couldn't. I was just thinking about her and I couldn't. But for me, one thing that helped was that I was pregnant at the time, and yeah I was pregnant at the time and I needed to. So even if I wasn't doing it for me, I had to do it for my baby. And okay. So yeah, I had to do it for her. At that time, I didn't do it for her because I had gone for scan, and my baby decided she didn't want to be known if that she's going to be a girl or a boy. So we didn't know the gender until she was born. So yeah. So I just like accepted everything as it came. I tried my best to take care of myself. Like when it's time to eat, even if I don't want to eat, I just try my best and eat, even if it's a little. I would go on walks just for fresh air and everything. And I would one thing that really also really helped is talking about it. Like I talked about it. I wasn't scared of sharing my mom's stories. I wasn't scared of talking about it because it helps a lot, and it helps for me not to keep things inside. So I talked a lot. I talked to anyone who would listen. I would just talk and cry and do anything, just like to. And I would talk, and even now I still talk to my kids, to my husband. And there are days that I'm really not good, there are days that it's bad, I just wake up and that day I just want to cry and just, yeah, and I do that. I cry. It's over here now, but I still cry. I still, sometimes I'm feeling like, today's not a good day for me. And yeah, and when that happens, I just talk to my husband. I call my dad. I call my sister. If I need to, I call my uncles. And I just talk to people, I just talk it out. So yeah, and sometimes I just decide to do self-care. I just go ahead and just take care of me. And just decide to take care of me, and that's how I cope with it. So it is not easy at all. It is not, and sometimes you may think, oh, maybe I should take alcohol or something like that so that I can be. No, don't do that, because that is not helping. That is just making things worse, and it will bring other complications, addictions and stuff, and it's just a temporary fix, and you're back to square one. So really take care of yourself. If you need to see a counselor, please do. If you need anything like you need that will make you feel better and not harm you at the end, please just go ahead and do that, because and it might even be very difficult, and you start like not prioritizing your health, not prioritizing yourself, and it's just like it will just in the end harm you more than help. So for me, one thing is talking about it makes it easier. And I know some people might not be their best. Their parents may not have been their best friends, and they were not in a good place. So now they're feeling guilty. Oh, I didn't call enough. I did not talk to my parents a lot enough, or I did not call, or did not solve all these issues. One thing I know is you can write everything you want. You can one thing you can try is just to write everything you wanted to say to them down on a paper, and just write a long letter or something, and just get it all out on a paper, and then you can either burn it or keep it, whatever will make you feel good. But because me, sometimes when things are hard and really hard, you just write down and then I burn it and just let it go, and just let it go, and I just let it go, and just forgetting is hard, but at least you feel a bit better after doing that. So yeah, so that's what I do. And then so it's just like it is hard, and you should try to get enough sleep also. Try at least 7 to 9 hours. Try and avoid skipping meals, and drink a lot of water, please. Aim to drink a lot of water. So yeah, and you can be mindful, like start journaling. You can even, like, for me, my mom's fasting brought me closer to God. I started praying a whole lot more because I don't know, I just felt at peace there. If you want to do yoga, if you want to journal, that if it brings you peace, please do that. So yeah, you can even share her memories. Like I said, I talked about her a lot. We share a lot of memories. Anytime I'm talking to my mom's brother or my husband, or even my kids, like my oldest was he was young. I don't know if he understands the finality of death as much. He's 7 now. I think he does. And sometimes he also just starts crying, and you're just like, hey, why are you crying all of a sudden? And you're just like, oh, wait, I miss grandma. And I'm just like, okay, fine. I just hug him and just let him cry, because yeah, that's how he's feeling at that time. And I'm not gonna ask him to stop crying, but I usually just tell him to pray for her, and we talk about her so that we keep her memories alive. They don't forget. Even my youngest, I know she didn't meet my mom, and my mom always prayed that I get a girl, and her prayers were answered, and she was not there for that. But yeah, we thank God, and so we share a lot of memories. You might also consider doing something in their memories, like you can create a memorabilia in your home, or if they were working on something, you can continue with that and just like put it out there in their memory. So yeah, and if you are not, oh, my daughter is sleeping here, sorry. If you're not in good times, you can try and forgive them, and you let other people comfort you, like in your hardest times. You consider like embracing family members, and if you need to go to a grief group, then do that, because it's all you. Like, it's all about you. You're the one who knows what you're going through. So talking about it with other people, letting other people in, letting other people console you, comfort you, it's really, really important. So yeah, and grieving is normal, and it's very healthy, and you should, yeah, and you should just let yourself feel it all. And I know, like, they say, oh, there are like 5 stages of grief, and which is denial, anger, bargaining, depression, and acceptance. You might not feel all these things. Some might not even, like for me, let's say, for example, for me, after I was told, like, at first, yes, I denied, but when I went and saw my mom lying there, I accepted it. And I think that's one thing that made it a bit, I don't want to say easy, but I don't know, it helped me cope, because after I accepted it and that she was gone and she's not coming back, it just became, it was hard, but I don't even know how to say it, but yeah. But after that, I just let all my feelings flow. Like even today, when I'm happy, I'm happy. When I'm sad, I'm sad. I'm not going to like sit there and say, oh wait, I'm not sad today, so if I'm sad, I'm sad. If I'm happy, I'm happy that day. I just go with my feelings. If I feel like talking about her, I talk about her. If I feel like I don't feel like talking about it today, I don't feel like talking about it. But I try as much as possible to talk about it, to just, I take care of myself. When I need to eat, I eat. When I need to drink water, I drink water. I try as much as possible to exercise and try and become closer to God or something. Just find something that you can be close to, something or someone you can talk to, because and then like just take everything one step at a time, one step at a time, one step at a time. Don't rush. Healing is not easy. Some people like they grieve for like a few days and they're fine, but some people are not. Like for me, sometimes I'm good, but it's over here now, but sometimes I'm not, and it's okay, it's fine. Just take your time. Like if you need to forgive. If whatever, just try your best to live in that moment. Don't rush things. Don't rush at the oh no, I'm going to rush to try and heal, or don't do that. Or now you start drinking alcohol or stuff like that. Don't do that, because it's not doing you or anyone good. So yeah, I'm thinking that this video is becoming way too longer than I had anticipated. So yeah, so thank you so much for watching. And if you happen to stumble on this, please don't forget to like, comment, share, and please do subscribe. And you can share even the things that has helped you or helped someone else that with their grief, and just help each other. And I'm so thankful, and bye.